my Fossipaws! Welcome to part 2 of my custom Beanie Boo collection as of April 2024. I'm going to do this part a little differently, where it's going to just be with music and text on the screen, like my last one was, to save time. However, if there is a little detail I would like to include, I'll jump in with my voice and give you a brief description and then jump back. I'm just going to get right into it so we waste no time. So without further ado, let's get into my custom Beanie Boo collection as of April 2024. That I'm going to jump in and give a brief little backstory / summary of. He is more important and has more of a backstory. Specifically, his name is what has the most backstory. This is Clockwise, and as you can see, he's a steampunk owl. He has horns because I was making him a great horned owl and was taking it literally on purpose. He's basically just one big play on words. So I gave him horns because I wanted to make him a great horned owl, but also kind of fantastical, obviously, so I really leaned into that. And his name is Clockwise because he's supposed to be like the inner workings and inner mechanisms of a clock, and clockwise is obviously the direction in which the clock turns, but it's also a double entendre and a play on words because owls are, like stereotypically wise, so clockwise, and he's an owl. So he has a lot of literal aspects to his design and his name, and I just wanted to jump in and say that quickly because I thought it was really cool. One thing I would change about him is I really cluttered and overcrowded his design with all the gears. If I were to redo him now, first of all, I'd probably sew on the horns instead of glue them so that they look better. But I would also just use less gears in his design because I just think that it got overcrowded and that wasn't how I intended him to look. But that's really my only complaint with him. I think I'd like him a lot more had I not done that. And he probably would still be one of my favorites if I hadn't done that. This is Flutter, and she is a love bug, specifically meant to be a love bug that is a dragonfly, because most of the time you see love bugs depicted as like ladybugs, for example, because they're red. But I wanted to take a unique twist on the term love bug, and so that's why I decided to make her a dragonfly and gave her 4 wings, and I just thought it was really unique and a cute aspect to her design. And I made her antenna hearts. Also, I think it's just a really convenient aspect of her design that her nose kind of already looks like a heart. Like, it matches perfectly. She has a very simple design, but that's what I love about her, because though I do obviously love my more complicated and complex designs, it is nice to take a break from that and just have a cute little simple one. It just adds to the charm of their design sometimes, I feel like. I can't remember where I got this mesh, but it's meant to look like a flower petal. She was very inspired by, like, kind of My Little Pony and Tinkerbell, all things like that. Her name is Flutter, but if you wanted, you could call her Fluttershy too. I think that also would work. If I were to change anything about her design now, I think I'd probably, like I said, once again, lean into my more exaggerated, dramatic ways of making my customs now. So I'd probably, like, give her falsies and probably, like, try and give her blush somehow. Maybe some glitter around the eyes, stuff like that. Maybe gemstones. I'd really exaggerate it. But I like that she's more simple comparatively. It would be a cool idea to go back and remake some of my previous customs in a way that I would make them now, like applying it to the way that I designed my customs in 2024. It'd be cool to see the difference of how I make them. No promises on that. That may or may not happen. So just take what I say with a grain of salt. But that would be cool to go back and try and redesign some of my old customs. Okay, so these two are ones that also require a little bit of backstory. This is Prevail. He is a lion, and I created him before the other one, which I'll show you again in a second. The reason why I named him Prevail is because there was so much trial and error with this one. It was so much difficulty to get his original ears off because he was Pearly before, who had sewn in rabbit ears. So I couldn't just cut off the ears and then be done. I had to completely reconstruct his head because the ears were sewn into his head, so when I removed them, his head was just split in half. So that's why I named him Prevail, because it took me so long to make him and so much trial and error that I decided to name him Prevail, because I prevailed through making him. And I'm also, as you can tell by this collection video and my customs in the past, I'm a sucker for animals with wings. Basically, all of my customs have wings pretty much. I've upgraded his tail since he was shown last. I just put a big white puff on to make him look more like a lion because I didn't like how his tail was just a little pink dot before. And then this is his older brother, who, even though he's the older brother, I made him after Prevail. To be honest, his design was kind of rushed. I was just going through my old collection, and it took me so long to get Frost that by the time I actually got him, I no longer was interested in playing with Beanie Boos, so he was kind of purposeless, and I didn't want to sell him, and I didn't want to just give him away because it took me so long to get him, and I had wanted him for so long. So I decided to customize him in hopes that it would like preserve him and it would give me a reason to keep him and like him, but all it ended up doing was kind of make me regret customizing Frost, and I kind of wish I had just gotten like the $200 I probably could have gotten for him. But it is what it is now. I can't change what's done, so I guess I just have to appreciate what it is. Even though his design itself is a little rushed, and I wish I would have taken more time to customize him because he was kind of a spontaneous decision in the middle of the night, side by side they look good together, and they definitely look like brothers. And I like that, you know, you can see the similarities, like the nose and the mohawk and stuff, so... And he's very clearly the little brother, so I do like the dynamic and the idea, but overall I just wish I had taken more time on the actual customization process with him. This is Impostor. She's been in a lot of my videos, not just my customization videos. I've had her for a long time, and she's been around a while. So that's why she's kind of so beaten up. She actually was pre-owned. She was given to me by my cousin. He owned her previously, and then she's mine now. She has a whole entire backstory video on my channel if you're interested in me going more in depth on her. And her actual customization wasn't even intended to be a customization originally. She just started off as a member of my collection, and then stuff happened and I ended up customizing her, and I would just keep customizing her further and further, more and more as time went on. So she's looked different in different videos, and she's had a whole process to why she looks like this. But this is her final state that she ended up looking like. I used like a galaxy dyeing technique to make her look like that. Basically, I just covered her in marker as much as I possibly can, and then sprayed alcohol spray on her to kind of spread it around and stain her. That's why she's so crusty and why her fur stands up on end, because I used alcohol spray. And she's just like covered in hot glue. I made her like in 2018 is when I first started customizing her, so she's just been through a lot, but she's one of my favorites. She has a very sentimental, special place in my heart, so much backstory and love for her. So that was my custom collection for 2024. There were actually more that I didn't include in this video, but in all honesty, I just fell out of love with them and really don't want to show them. They've been shown in the past in some of my other videos, so if you're curious, you can probably go and find them. But, yeah, they're just the ones that are honestly kind of falling apart now, or they just weren't my favorite to begin with. Whatever the reason, I just don't want to include them in this video. I just wanted to show you the ones that I care about the most. So, yeah, that was my custom collection. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And again, please, 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 if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me, like what materials I've used for any of them or anything like that. And I will see you, I'd say in another video, but to be honest, I kind of just make a video every couple months and then dip off the face of the earth again. So, we'll see what happens and when I see you next. Could be years from now, could be months from now, but either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye! Seriously, the second I'm about to film, a car drives by? Okay. Are you done? Are you done? They just don't want me to film today. Literally, they could have driven by at any point during the video that I'm going to cover with music.